Hello everyone, this is Jared Miller coming back at you with another tutorial here. As per request, I was going to do my take on the alternating figure 8 wrist rolls for double nunchucks. This move can be kind of a tricky one. To be totally honest, with this and a lot of the other double moves, this one's just practice, practice, practice. And basically from there, just kind of drilling your mind to be able to do, even if it's the same thing, just at two different timings, or with doing two different things with your different arms. So it kind of helps start the seed, so to speak. So, but basically the initial requirement is obviously you need to be able to do the figure 8 wrist roll with both hands. So that's going to be your base requirement, because naturally you can't do this without that. So from there, it's again just drill, drill, drill. So what I like to think of is I separate each motion with each hand into two parts. So you have 1 and 2. So 1 being your basic, your first roll, or the first half of your roll to the switch, and then 2 being the roll back to the other half switch. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing here. It's always going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. And to see the way I'm kind of doing it here already is I have 1 that's pretty much directly in front of me, however I want to do, and 2 is going to be slightly off to the side or back behind, if you want to do the whole that roll thing that some people do. But so either way, 1 is always in front, 2 is slightly to the side or behind. And so from there, what it is basically what you're going to want to do is when you're doing 1 with one hand, you're doing 2 with the other hand. And basically this gives you your front and reverse sides of things. And one thing I like to really stress when you're first starting off doing it is don't try to be so stiff-armed to where you're just here and do that. Try to sway as you're doing it. So if you're doing your one hand, you'd be kind of swaying and moving with it, because I really think that helps to help the motion with your body as you're swinging. Because when you're going back with one, you're coming up with the other, and so it'll really help your motion get down, so you can kind of get this split time sort of thing going. And that's really what the key is for this move. So from there, what I'll do is I'm right side dominant, so I'll start with my right hand. So again, you go into 1, and then as you see what I was just talking about is when you sway with it and you come around, this side is going to naturally be in the lead, which is 1 for the other side, as you're going for 2 in your dominant hand. So again, 1, and then as I'm coming in, see 1 is already there with my left hand. So 1, 2 with my right, and as 2 is starting, 1 with my left is coming up. So 1, and then 1, 1, 1, constantly in front. And again, as you can see, 2 is constantly to the side. And again, notice how I'm kind of swaying with the motion, because again, it just kind of helps, so you're not doing this rigid. I mean, you can still do it naturally, as you can see, but it's not as, you don't have as much freedom of movement with it. And I think naturally, one thing you're going to start doing is trying to break your mind of, doing this whole thing like you're doing it at the same time. And that's okay, it's just a different move, and that's obviously not what we're going for here. So if you can do this, if I can even do it, I'm so used to doing alternating. If you can do this, you're already 3/4 of the way there. You basically just need to, instead of starting both at the same time, you start one and then the other. You've already got it in your brain, it's already there. You can do it with singles, you can do that version there. So all you have to do is just tell your brain to do it split time. So again, and one thing that's kind of fun as you get comfortable with it is you can start moving it to give yourself a little bit more flair and accentuation to some of the moves, so you can kind of do these, kind of spread it out and kind of, again, just mix up your flow, mix up your style, have a little bit of fun with things. So, but that's generally my take on how I do it, is again, focusing on 1 and 2, 1 and 2. When you're doing 1 with your one hand, you're doing 2 with the other, and as you switch, they just basically take place. Again, one more time so you guys can kind of look at it, or I'll just drop it in, no big deal. Do as I say, not as I do. And that's basically it. Again, just drill, practice, and first, if it'll help you, take it with just one nunchuck and just practice your sway. Take it with the other hand and practice your sway, and then just pick up both of them and start kind of going like that. I mean, there's a number of different ways and different routes to accomplish this, but this is just one that I felt works best in my head. I'm sort of a numbers sort of person, so I can break apart pieces. It really helps me. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Try to help you out. Thanks.